Today, for our campfire stories, we are playing Minecraft. It has been well over 10 years since I've played this, so give me a break on the gameplay. We will also be going through toxic/crazy girlfriend stories on Reddit. As a reminder, this is not AI slop, so you will be getting my real reactions. I might mess up a word or two. So today's first story is from Reddit user Burg. He says, "Do I leave the best but most toxic girlfriend I've ever had?" I am a 26-year-old male. I've been with my girlfriend, she's a 24-year-old, for 3 years next month, and it has been a complete crapshoot. We met in high school, we used to be good friends, but then college came and our friendship drifted away. Fast forward to college being over with, we both moved back to our hometown and we began talking again. She came over a few times, we went camping once, did almost everything since we already knew each other so well. I've had some pretty bad relationships in the past, toxic women, and or I got cheated on. And I learned throughout college she was not treated well either, with her 2 boyfriends and a few straggling hookups. Point is, I was cautious for a long time prior to making our relationship official. Everything was great. We actually were essentially living together in my house for a couple months before dating, but then I popped the question. We're dating now. Everything's going great. Her dad, a month or so in, got in a horrible motorcycle accident, throwing him in a coma for over 2 months. Oh, that's terrible. Her behavior went off the rails with how she was treating me, but with the tragic event, I put it off as it is obviously a very valid excuse to act out of line. However, it hasn't stopped. And like I previously mentioned, it's been 3 years now. We're talking kicking TVs, slamming doors so hard where the glass breaks, screaming at me so loud the neighbors stop over and threaten to call the police, shoving me, punching me, slamming her own head into the wall, etc. I say this happens 3 to 4 times a month, almost weekly. Wow. And I might be understating that. The real kicker, and honestly what bothers me even more, is whatever it may be that we're arguing about, after hours and hours of arguing, it will be all that she'll talk about for the next day or two. So when an argument comes up, I know that the next 48 to 72 hours will be hell for me. Brother, you gotta leave this girl. If this was the opposite, if this was a male doing this, they'd be in jail. Let's keep that in mind. Now, I have not been the perfect boyfriend. With my past relationships, they made me cut out all of my friends, sports, hobbies, you name it, to the point where she and my job were the only things in my life. So upon reconnecting with my current girlfriend, I made that very clear that I would not be giving up those things for anyone ever again. Here are 2 examples of me doing wrong to her. Say it's a Friday night, just got done working. All of my buddies are going out to the bar that is literally 2 blocks away from our house. I figure why not go have a couple of drinks? I ask her if she would like to join. She joins. Great time. No issues. Now it's Saturday. She's at work until 7 p.m. My buddies are going out again. I go out, tell her to come join if she wants when she gets off work, but she decides to go home. I didn't walk home until about 9:30, 10 o'clock. That was a major issue. Cost me 4 days of arguing and being told how big of a piece of shit I am. Next up, as I mentioned, I play sports. We get anywhere from 3 to 6 tournaments a year. One just recently happened and I told her 6 months in advance that I planned on going and asked if that was fine. Tourney week is now here and I can tell she's acting off. I leave with my friends Friday afternoon. Plan is to be back on Sunday. We normally get our butts kicked, but this year we managed to make it to the championship game. Last game of the day is on Sunday. When we won that game to go to the championship on Sunday morning, her only response to my message was her saying, "Oh, so now you're just gonna be home even later." I got home later that night. She wouldn't even talk to me. There are so many examples like that, where every single little thing just pisses her off, and we argue for the next few days. I do not know what to do. I'm struggling mightily, but I love her to death. Why? That is a good question, brother. Why? Anyways, I honestly don't even know at this point. I know there's other people out there, so that's not the reason. When she's in a great mood and she decides she wants to be fun, loving, caring, etc., she's the best person and girlfriend I've ever met. On the flip side, when she's sad, mad, or whatever, she's by far the worst person I've ever met. Wow. She definitely needs to go to therapy or anger management, but you need to break up with her. Guys, let's start with the first question he asked. Do I leave the best but most toxic girlfriend I've ever had? If you have to ask that question, you already know the answer. This next post is actually a deleted comment. However, this guy starts off by saying he dated a girl 20 years ago who used to complain all the time that she didn't have any friends and that she was lonely. We'd both just moved to new cities for university. Also, being an introvert, I knew how hard it could be to make new friends, so I offered to help her out. I kept trying to bring her out with various groups of people I knew to different events, dinners, and get-togethers, but she'd just sit in the corner and pout, never speaking to anyone outside of one-word answers. Then afterwards, she'd just complain about everyone and how boring they were. Not surprisingly, we didn't last long. I broke up with her, and it seemed like it went amicably. The real weird shit started after we broke up, though. After about a month, she wanted to get back together, but I refused. She started leaving gifts for me at my house, giving them to my roommates, as I made it a goal to spend as much time on campus as possible to avoid having her come over. These gifts were things like packages of uncooked bacon, because we'd cook bacon together one morning, a dozen tiny cactuses in a paper shopping bag, because I casually mentioned one time that I thought a cactus I saw in a shop window looked cool, 6 cans of my shaving cream, 4 pairs of the brand of boxer briefs I wore, a giant movie poster for the movie we watched the first time we had sex on the couch, Deep Blue Sea, a cheese grater, no fucking clue on that one. There were others, but I forgot what they were after all these years. These strange gifts kept getting dropped off for weeks, complete with little handwritten notes about how specific random things reminded her of me, or some insignificant event in our 3-month relationship, and how we should be back together. The last gift was a betta fish in a small clear bag. I finally went to her place the following Sunday while her folks were having a barbecue. Didn't know that beforehand, and told her to stop, that this was extremely weird and we never get back together. She had a fit and started throwing plastic utensils at me as I walked off, while her mother desperately tried and failed to stop her from making a scene. I gave the betta fish to my new girlfriend. Wow. You know what? Hey, let's give this guy credit for actually committing and having the balls to walk up to the house while the family was having a barbecue. Most people, including myself, would have probably came back another time. He really committed to that one, huh? There's an edit. He said he texted one of his old roommates that time to help him remember some of the other gifts he'd forgotten. So here we go. We got a pack of AA batteries that were sent. Good for the Xbox controller. Shout out to her. Half a dozen limes. Good for the tacos. A giant bag of dill pickle chips. Interesting. Some multivitamins. And one of those screwdrivers with various bits on the side. This was exceptionally weird, as it was clearly old and used. I suspected it belonged to her father, and she just stole it and gave it to me. That's amazing. That's actually incredible. Wow. All right, our next post is actually another deleted comment from 15 years ago, but the top line was really what got me. It says, "Pull up a chair. Prepare to be blown away. I started dating a girl around 1.5 years ago. 2 weeks into the relationship, she is an incredibly attention-seeking, pathetic suicide attempt involving 7 paracetamol and a field on a bright sunny day next to her school. I did my best to support her. This is when the issue started. After 2 weeks, I love you. I gave her the talk on how that's simply not possible. She threatened to kill herself if I didn't say it back. Wow. After 1 month, I told her of my life plans to join the army. She threatened to kill herself if I didn't take it back. Sad. After 2 months, I tried leaving her. She threatened to kill herself if I didn't take her back. After 4 months, she came around my house every single day, even before I was awake. She'd come upstairs with a drink, which she occasionally spat in to feel closer to me. I didn't find this out until much later, and lay in bed with me until I woke up. Whoa. After 6 months, I tried leaving her again. She told people I abused her, but was caught out when I had texts proving my innocence. After 8 months, she told me that my GCSE exams were getting in the way of her being with me. I told her school took priority. She said if school takes priority over a girl who was abused as a child sexually, physically, and was in her 3rd foster home, I deserved to be sent to prison. I genuinely did everything I could to have a normal relationship with her. I asked her if I could see my friends once at the end of the week, and she screamed at me, saying I was falling out of love with her. If I put less than precisely 13 kisses at the end of a text, and she would count, she would cry and tell me I only ever thought about myself. 2 months ago, I finally broke up with her for good. She dated 2 of my friends. Wow. So this is 3 breakups, guys. Keep that in mind, okay? So this guy's not real good with keeping things off for long. 3 weeks ago, I started dating a lovely new girl. My ex broke down, broke up with one of my friends who she was currently with, begged me to get back with her, and I completely ignored her to the extent she thought I had a new number. She went home, took 7 ibuprofen, ibuprofen and rang an ambulance and was taken to a hospital for monitoring. On the day of her foster mom's birthday, her foster family's son was a good friend of mine. She texted me saying she woke up in a hospital. I still ignored her and simply showed my schools, saying that it was emotional bullying and I've put up with enough. Now she's going back out with a friend she broke up with. She has been kicked out of her foster home and is accommodated living, essentially given her own flat because nobody wants her. The best part is the entire school knows this story and she can never touch me or hurt me again. Thank you for reading this long, but believe it or not, this is only a brief version. I will upload the messages she sent me on request. Wow, guys, that's absolutely insane. To threaten to kill yourself because somebody doesn't say I love you back after 2 weeks of dating, it's actually really sad. That girl needs something. My goodness, she needs to go therapy or she needs some sort of help. Crazy. Well, hey, believe it or not, compared to the last video we did, these girls actually were not found on the internet. So that's kind of shocking. Normally when you get these videos, they talk about how they met online and, you know, they have all these problems. If you want more storied videos like this from a small creator, like and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching.